Hi, the SI meteorologist Paul Dorian here with an update on Thursday afternoon, January 19th. A couple of systems to deal with over the next 48 hours or so. Tonight, a weak, fast-moving clipper will swing a cold front through the mid-Atlantic region. Could spark some snow shower activity, especially from Philadelphia north and east across the New York City region. Could even put down a coating during the evening hours or in the middle part of the night across New York City. But I want to focus now on the upcoming event for Friday night into Saturday, because there certainly is the potential for accumulating snow, especially from Philadelphia north and east to New York City Friday night into Saturday morning. Earlier this morning we talked about the model trend towards a little bit colder of a solution, which yields a little bit more snow or a little bit more frozen precipitation. That trend has continued with the very latest runs, and let's get into that right now. This is the very latest 12Z GFS forecast for around midnight tomorrow night, early Saturday morning. And again, the high pressure is a key to the forecast here in the Mid-Atlantic region. It continues to have a rather strong high to the north that will anchor the cold air that will be in place after tonight's frontal passage. And you notice here a little dip in the temperature pattern here as of Friday night around midnight. This is indicative of a cold air damming situation where cold air extends down east of the Appalachians and is very reluctant to give up its ground as a storm approaches. And sure enough, a couple of things have been occurring with the computer forecast models. It's been strengthening the high pressure system up to our north. It's been moving the precipitation in a little bit quicker, and extending the colder air, or at least a range snow line, a little bit farther south, which with each of the subsequent runs from early yesterday. Again, this is around midnight, and the precipitation has already moved into much of the Mid-Atlantic region, with the heavier stuff just on the doorstep of central Pennsylvania on its way into the eastern part of the Mid-Atlantic region. Here's the GFS forecast map for Saturday morning, 6 hours later. And notice the range snow line is, again, right across the Pennsylvania-Maryland border, and it does not go much farther north than this. This is now indicating that there's potential for much of the precipitation, at least from Philadelphia north and east, to be in the form of snow. And I'm thinking the 2 to 4 inch range is a good bet for the northern and western suburbs of Philadelphia from Friday around midnight into the morning hours on Saturday. It certainly can mix with or change over to sleet, freezing rain, and ultimately rain. But it looks like more and more of the precipitation event will be in the form of snow from the Pennsylvania-Maryland border to points north and east. New York City could be in line for perhaps a 3 to 6 inch snowfall Friday night and Saturday morning. And even the D.C. region can get an inch or two or so of snow before mixing with sleet and freezing rain on its way to rain. But again, the general trend has been for colder and colder solution here, really resulting from this high pressure system that passes by to the north on Saturday. Now let's take a look at the NAM model. Same kind of timetable here for the NAM model. This is about midnight tomorrow night, and then we'll look at the Saturday morning model. Now, the NAM model does not move the precipitation in quite as quickly. It has not reached eastern Pennsylvania, for example, at this time tomorrow night, about midnight. But the general scenario is the same, and there's, in my opinion, quite a bit of agreement now between the NAM and the GFS model, in that it has a nice strong high to the north. It has a little dip, a cold air damming possibility here down across the range snow line, down across the Washington, D.C. area. And sure enough, it does move in the precipitation, and much of it looks like it'll be in the form of snow north of the Mason-Dixon line, yielding an accumulation of perhaps a few inches in the Philadelphia region, maybe a little bit more across New York City. Let's now jump ahead 6 hours later. And here it is Saturday morning by the NAM model. And again, it is similar to the GFS in that it has a range snow line not far from the Pennsylvania-Maryland border, indicating that much of the precipitation may be in the form of snow from Philadelphia north and east across to New York City. Again, it has that high pressure anchored over Maine that will be reluctant to give up its ground, and therefore the cold air will be reluctant to give up its ground. Now, across D.C., mixing is definitely looking like it'll happen, but not after some snow and perhaps some snow accumulations on the order of an inch or two. Well, just to add a little bit more confidence to the forecast, let's take a look at a third model. This is the Canadian model, and what we're seeing here is a precipitation type, as indicated by the different colors here, where blues represent snows, the reds and oranges here is some kind of a mixture, and then the greens are rain. This is Saturday morning, early morning hours on Saturday. Now, even this particular model, the Canadian model, has snow all the way down to the Washington, D.C. area, cutting across southern New Jersey, across New York City, and all this area is in the form of snow according to the Canadian model. So now we have three models that are kind of converging on a solution where it's a little bit colder than it looked a couple of days ago, and all of this indicates the possibility of accumulating snow, especially from Pennsylvania, Maryland border on north and east, but even down in the D.C. area, there can be an inch or two or so of snow Friday night into Saturday morning. So we'll update this over the next 24 hours or so. For the SIWeather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.